a little out of practice, so we'll see how this goes. Welcome to this House of Walls. My name is Ashley, and I love to talk all things secular homeschooling. And I took a really long, unexpected break. So if you have stuck it out with me the past 2 months, over 2 months, thank you so much. I was not planning on taking that big of a break at all. Like, it wasn't even on my radar, but the burnout hit. And after over 2 years of posting lots on this channel, and then I had started my book channel as well, and just hitting that like springtime slump, I just had to take a break. I couldn't keep going at the pace I was going anymore. I really lost like inspiration, which is unfortunate because the springtime is usually like high homeschool inspiration. That's what I'm talking about, how our school year has gone and what we're planning on for the next year. Yeah, that didn't happen this year though. I really needed to just take a break from talking about it. Of course, like, we finished our school year, which is amazing. So my kids finished 4th and 8th grade. I am knee deep in planning their 5th and 9th grade years. So I have lots to talk about. So I'm hoping that the inspiration just kind of keeps going. We will see. I'm not quite sure how I want to have like a filming and posting schedule, or if I want to have a schedule at all, or just kind of post whenever. I'm also not totally sure what I want my book channel to be. I love talking about books. I am still absolutely reading books. I have read 45 books this year, which I am ahead of schedule then for wanting to read 80 books. But I just don't know if I have the energy or inspiration to post on both channels. So I think that for right now, I am just going to put some focus into this. If you would like to see book content on my book channel, go subscribe to my book channel. It's linked down below, and just let me know that you would like to see more book content. As of right now, I'm just having fun reading. I'm not even sticking to like really strict monthly TBRs, which has been really nice to just kind of pick up what I want to read. Like, there are some, like book club books, and I'm still doing my self-destruct pile of books. And so, like, I still have those kinds of obligations, but other than that, I'm just kind of reading what I want, and it's been a lot of fun. So today, as I am coming back into this and I'm a little out of practice, I thought we would just do a nice little wrap up of all the books that my kids and I enjoyed this past school year. It was a phenomenal reading year for both of my kids. They both read so many amazing books. Right now, I'm just talking about the chapter books. It's not even all the like reference books that we used. I don't think that I will share that. We used Build Your Library, so any of the reference books came from that. So right now I'm just going to talk about books that we read. Now, not all of these books are from Build Your Library. We kind of went off track a little bit and started reading what we wanted, and that was really nice. I love the like historical books that tie into what we're learning about, but also it's nice to just pick up a book and read it. So you'll see that in this. It wouldn't be a video without a cup of coffee. This mug comes from Project Happy Home, who you can find here on YouTube and Instagram, and her store on Etsy, so it's a little reflective, but you can see secular homeschooling, raising rebels. So I got this from her, and it's one of my favorite mugs. So I'm gonna take a sip and then get into what my 4th grader read this year. All right, so looking through his own books that he read to himself, most of them were from Build Your Library, and that just happened. We had them, and so that's what I gave him to read. There were a couple of books that he got into a little bit and decided he didn't want to read it, So we brought in a couple of other books, two of them being the next in the Zoe and Sassafras series. He loves these little books. So he read book 4, Caterpillars and Ice, and then book 5, The Pod and the Bog. These are just little fun books that he really enjoys. They are probably, a little easy, but who cares? He's reading. And then he did a couple of Who Is, What Is books. So he did What Is Nintendo and What Was D-Day. He loves these books. We have used any of these kinds of books in our homeschooling from the beginning, and they're just nice, fun books to get a little bit more information about whatever that topic is. I have these plastic stickers on the armrests of these chairs because one of my cats really likes to claw, and so it's to protect it, but it's being a bothersome. All right, now let's get into the books that were part of Build Your Library. So we have Indian Shoes, 26 Fairmont Avenue, Mary and the Trail of Tears, Book Uncle and Me, I Juan de Pareja, The Whipping Boy, A Grain of Rice, Fortunately the Milk, Les Mis, Magic Tree House Research Guide Pirates, The Story of Marie Curie, Finding Wonders, 3 Girls Who Changed Science, A Lion to Guard Us, and The Seesaw Girl. So as you can see, that was a fantastic reading here for him. I am so proud of all the reading that he did. One of his favorite books was Fortunately the Milk. He read this, I think, in just a week and had a lot of fun with it. So there are those. Now to get into the books that we read aloud together. The majority of these are ones that we pulled from Build Your Library, but there are some that we just pulled off the shelves and read. I keep having to let our cat Charlie in and out of the room. He is back in the room and trying to look out the window. We'll see how this goes. All right, let's start with the books that are from Build Your Library. So we read Where's the Taj Mahal? Sweep. This was our last book of the year and absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. The One and Only Ivan, A Wish in the Dark, Stowaway, Out of Many Waters, Mandy, The Ghost in the Tokaido Inn. Now books that we just read for whatever reason. I don't stand behind this author at all whatsoever. We did read this book this year. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, A Boy Called Christmas, Willadine, Otter, The Lost Library, and The Beatrice Prophecy. So out of all of these books that we read, I think that one of our favorites was A Wish in the Dark. This one totally hit us by surprise. We started with the audio of this and it was not going well and I didn't know quite how it was going to go. We ended up not using the audio and I just read the whole thing aloud and it was so fantastic. We really, really enjoyed it. Now, before I move on to what my older son read for his 8th grade year, let's talk about what we're reading for our summer break. He finished the year reading Skunk and Badger, and this is part of Build Your Library. We just kind of ran out of time, and so he is going to be finishing it this week or early into next week, and so he's enjoying it so far. As for our read aloud, kind of pulled this one off of our shelves a little bit. So I love History Quest. I'm actually an affiliate with them. That link is down below. We have Early Times. When we did this together with his brother as a subject for school with all the student pages and everything, he was in 1st grade. So that's quite a few years ago for him. He remembers some of it, but not a lot. And so we're just kind of diving into some of this. We are not hitting every single chapter. If it is a ancient civilization that he can easily watch other videos online for, I'm not going to be reading about them. But a lot of these civilizations that aren't talked about as widely, we're going through it and just kind of reading about it so you can see the tabs that I have pulled. So we've done Paleolithic times and Neolithic times. We are currently reading Civilizations Begin, Then we're going to do Sumer, Andes Mountain Civilizations, Babylon, Assyria, Persia, Minoans and Mycenaeans, Macedonian Empire, Roman Republic, Roman Empire, Fall of Rome, Kushites and Axumites, Byzantine Empire, and Arabia. So we're going to hit on quite a few of them and just kind of have fun with it this summer. So far, it's been going great, and we just are able to talk about it. We're not doing any of the activity pages, anything like that. Just enjoying reading about history. Now, when we are done with those books, his next reader that he's going to do is The Lemonade War. This we just picked up at a used bookstore. And he wants to do a lemonade stand this summer, so I thought this would be a fun one to go along with all of that. And then if we finish History Quest and still have a little bit of time, we have this little book that was for Build Your Library and we just weren't able to get to it. And so it's Adam's Atomic Adventures. So we'll read that. All right, let me switch books around and then we'll talk about 8th grade. All right, my 8th grader, now rising 9th grader, also had a fantastic reading year. Obviously, his stack is not as big because his books are longer, but I'm so proud of the books that he read this year. So let's start with his readers. So he did While I Was Away, Across the Pond, I Am Malala, The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making, Brown Girl Dreaming, The Dreamer, The Westing Game, The Story That Cannot Be Told, Last Gate of the Emperor. I have this labeled as level 7, but I think we actually pulled this one in to replace a different book. I have to double check that. But he also read Number the Stars. All right, and then getting into the books that we read together. So the first one was a graphic novel. We had started the actual novel of this book and it just wasn't going well. And so I decided, you know what, let's get the graphic novel. And so I read it and he read it. We both really enjoyed it, but that was Watership Down. And then all of the other read-alouds that we did, so we did Ancestor Approved, An Uninterrupted View of the Sky, Walk Two Moons, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and then a couple books that were not part of Build Your Library, we did Gathering Blue and Anne Frank. I think that this was his favorite of our read-alouds. I am not sure what his favorite of his readers is. If I remember to ask him, I will put it here what that was. But this was absolutely one of his favorites. I would say it was one of my favorites too. We also really enjoyed Walk Two Moons. This was fantastic. And The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Really fun. All right, so now what is he reading this summer? I'm not sure where The Dust Jacket is, but he is currently reading When We Flew Away. So this is kind of a prequel to the Anne Frank diary. Alice Hoffman just put this out maybe a year or so ago. And so he is currently going through this and reading it. He only has 3 tabs left. Charlie, hey, leave her alone. Sorry, our table is in front of me and I have a cat laying on a chair and one cat reaching down on top of the table to mess with her. So he is currently reading this. When he is done, he is going to continue on with How to Be a Good Creature. He was reading some of this at the end of the school year for science, and we just didn't have time in our schedule to finish it all. So he has a handful of tabs left. Shouldn't take him that long. He'll finish that. And then if he has time, we have this graphic novel that, again, was part of Build Your Library Level 7 and just didn't get to it. But that is When Stars Are Scattered. He has some amazing books to read this summer as well. All right, other than that, just a little summary of wrapping up our school years for 4th and 8th grade. It was fantastic. I think that it was one of our most successful school years so far. Both my kids were able to accomplish and learn so much. Most of the curriculum that we used was phenomenal and I didn't have to change out much. That's actually a video that I was making when I totally got burnt out, so you will never see it, but I was going back and seeing our original plans and kind of if it worked and if we were still using it at that point. You'll never see that video, sorry. But overall, it was a fantastic school year. We are gearing up for our 6th year of homeschooling, which is crazy, and really excited about the resources that we're going to be pulling in. Every year is a little bit different, but that is one of the amazing things about homeschooling, is that if something doesn't work, we can easily change it. I am really hoping that pretty soon I will have some videos coming out of 5th grade curriculum, 9th grade curriculum, and kind of planning. I have my planner. It's mostly all finished, and I am so excited to share it. And so I'm hoping that this kind of burnout is done and that I can just continue sharing the things that I love about homeschooling and what I learn and how we have developed this homeschool as the years have gone on. And now, before I go, I just want to say a big thank you for sticking it out with me. And somehow my numbers and subscribers have continued to go up during this period off, which is amazing. So if you are new to this channel and this is the first video that you're seeing that is new since you subscribed, let me know down below. I am so thankful for each and every one of you who is here to stick it out with me. And on that note, I'm gonna go put these books away and hopefully be back soon with another video.